Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Friday, July 6, 2021. The Friday podcast, MLB, will go over yesterday's results and look ahead to tonight's and the weekend's games. NFL Hall of Fame game was last night. We'll go over that. MLS slate for the weekend. We'll talk Olympics, golf, NASCAR, news and notes, and my best bet of the day. All right, we will start in Major League Baseball as we've been doing all summer long. I'll go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to the weekend. Marlins over the Mets 4-2. Marlins 46-62, or 47-62. Mets 56-52. Tigers over the Red Sox 8-1. The Tigers are 53-58. Boston 64-46. Angels over the Rangers 5-0. LA 55-54. Texas 39-70. Rockies over the Cubs 6-5. The Rockies 48-61. The Cubs 52-58. Giants over the Diamondbacks 5-4-10. Giants 69-40. Arizona 34-76. Phillies over the Nationals 7-6. The Phillies 56-53. Washington 49-60. Yankees over the Mariners 5-3. Yankees 59-49. Seattle 58-52. Blue Jays over the Indians 3-0. Toronto 57-49, Cleveland 52-54. Reds over the Pirates 7-4. The Reds 58-51. Pittsburgh 41-68. Royals over the White Sox 3-2. The Royals are 47-60. Chicago 63-46. Twins over the Astros 5-3. The Twins are 46-63. The Astros 65-44. Braves over the Cardinals 8-4. The Braves 55-54. St. Louis 53-55. All right, looking ahead to today. From Wrigley Field, you have the White Sox and the Cubs, Lance Lynn and Kyle Hendricks. Good pitching matchup, but we don't know if it's going to be a good game, per se. Or not. The Sox are minus 172. The Cubs are plus 144. Over under 9, minus 110 each way. White Sox minus 1F is minus 106. Cubs plus 1F is minus 113. I'm going under 9, minus 110. I feel like Cubs games and unders are going to be my new thing. 7 o'clock, ESPN, the Mets and the Phillies. Marcus Stroman and Kyle Gibson. Phillies minus 116, Mets minus 102, over under 9.5, overs minus 102, unders minus 120. Mets minus 1F is plus 158, Phillies plus 1F is minus 192. I hate when there's a team favored on the run line but not on the money line. We have that case here. I hate this pick, but I'm going to go with the Mets, minus 102. They need this game. Need it. So I think they'll get it. The Mariners and the Yankees. Marco Gonzalez and Wandy Peralta. Yanks minus 166, Seattle plus 140, over under 10. Overs minus 106, unders minus 114. Mariners plus 1F is minus 134. Yankees minus 1F is plus 112. I think this is where the absence of their starting pitchers will come back to bite them. I like Seattle plus 140 as a nice dog tonight to pick off the Yankees. Rays Orioles. Ryan Yarbrough and John Means. Rays minus 154. Orioles plus 110. Over under 10. Minus 110 each way. Rays minus 1F is plus 102. Orioles plus 1F is minus 122. I'm going with the Orioles as a home dog. I love John Means. I think he's a really good pitcher. He's having a great year. So let's go with the Orioles. Red Sox, Blue Jays, Nathan Eovaldi and Alek Manoah. Toronto minus 146, Boston plus 124, over under 9.5, minus 110 each way. Boston plus 1F is minus 162. Toronto minus 1F is plus 134. Nathan Eovaldi is kind of falling apart a little bit lately. Alek Manoah has been pretty good. I'm still going to go under. I don't feel good about it. The Tigers and the Indians. Matt Manning and Cal Quantrill. Indians minus 142. Tigers plus 120. Over under 10. Overs minus 104. Unders minus 118. Detroit plus 1F is minus 156. Indians minus 1F is plus 130. I'm going to say under 10 minus 118. Next up, you got the Pirates and the Reds. JT Brubaker and Wade Miley. Reds minus 100. Pirates plus 168. Over under 9.5 minus 110 each way. Reds minus 1.5 is plus 102. Pirates plus 1.5 is minus 122. I'm going to go with the Reds run line here. Nationals, Braves at 720. Eric Feed and Kyle Muller. Braves minus 188. Nats plus 158. Over under 9. Overs minus 120. Unders minus 102. Nats plus 1.5 is minus 132. Braves minus 1.5 is plus 110. Muller's been really good so far in the second half. I think when I did the series of the prospects and the draft picks, when I did the series of the draft picks and the prospects, I think I'd tell Muller as second half impact for the Braves. I think that continues. I'm going with the run line, minus 1.5 and plus 110. 8 o'clock, the Twins and the Astros. Bailey Ober and Zach Greinke. Astros minus 200, Twins plus 168. Over under 9, overs minus 106, unders minus 114. Twins plus 1.5 is minus 115. Astros minus 1.5 is minus 104. I'm going to go over 9 minus 106, but I don't feel good about it. Giants Brewers. Great game. This could be an NLCS preview. Logan Webb and Corbin Burns. Or playoff preview, per se. Giants minus 154. Brewers minus 154. Giants plus 130. Over under 7.5. Overs minus 118. Unders minus 104. Giants plus 1.5 is minus 156. Brewers minus 1.5 is plus 130. I'm going over. It's a high total, a low total. Maybe the bullpen, one of the bullpens gives up more runs than we expect. 8:15, Royals Cardinals. Mike Minor and Adam Wainwright. Cardinals minus 162. Royals plus 136. Over under 8.5 minus 110 each way. Royals plus 1.5 is minus 142. Cardinals minus 1.5 is plus 118. I'm going over 8.5 minus 110. I don't feel good about it because the Royals are obviously not as good offensively without Jorge Soler. But I think they could score a little bit. Merrifield could have himself a game and some of their other guys. And then I think this is like go time for Paul Goldschmidt, Nolan Arenado, and the Cards. Maybe they go over by themselves. Who knows? 8:30, Marlins Rockies. Sandy Alcantara and German Marquez. Rockies minus 166. Marlins plus 140. Over under 9.5 minus 110 each way. Marlins plus 1.5 is minus 137. Rockies minus 1.5 is plus 114. I'm going with the Marlins. It's the road dog here. Sandy Alcantara has been very good, and I think he's disrespected because of his win-loss record. 9:30, Rangers A's. Mike Fulton-Nevich and Chris Bassett. A's minus 290, Texas plus 235, over under 7.5, overs minus 120, unders minus 102. Texas plus 1.5 is plus 102. Oakland minus 1.5 is minus 122. I'm going over 7.5 minus 120. Love this pick. I think Oakland could go over by themselves. 10 o'clock, Angels Dodgers. Patrick Sandoval and David Price. I was hoping to see Shohei Ohtani there, because Shohei against the Dodgers would be just epic. Dodgers minus 225. Angels plus 188. Over under 8.5 minus 110 each way. The run line is minus 110 each way as well. I'm going to go over 8.5 minus 110. I don't like Patrick Sandoval. David Price has been okay. Maybe Dodgers do this by themselves. Who knows? And then the Diamondbacks at the Padres. Caleb Smith and Ryan Weathers. Pods minus 220. D-backs plus 184. Over under 8.5. Overs minus 118. Unders minus 104. D-backs plus 1.5 is minus 118. Padres minus 1.5 is minus 102. I'm going over 8.5 minus 118, but I don't feel good about it. All right, Saturday's games. 1 o'clock, Mariners Yankees. Chris Flex and Andrew Heaney. White Sox Cubs. Carlos Rodon, Adbert Alzolay. That's the 2 o'clock, 2:20. 3 o'clock, doubleheader game 1. Red Sox Blue Jays from Toronto. Nick Pivetta and Robbie Ray. 4 o'clock, Fox Sports 1, Mets Phillies. Tyler McGill and Rangers Suarez. Rangers A's. We know he's going for Texas and Cleveland's going for Oakland. 7 o'clock, the Rays and the Orioles. Shane McClanahan and Spencer Watkins. Doubleheader game 2, Red Sox Blue Jays. Tanner Houck and Jose Barrios. Tigers Indians. Tyler Alexander and Eli Morgan. Twins Astros. Michael Pineda and Luis Garcia. Pirates Reds. Mitch Keller and Vlad Gutierrez. Giants Brewers. We don't know who's going for San Fran, and Brandon Woodruff's going for Milwaukee. 7:15 Royals Cardinals. Brad Keller and Kwang Kun Kim. 7:20 Nats Braves. Josiah Gray and Charlie Morton. 8 o'clock Marlins Rockies. Jesus Luzardo, Austin Gomber. 8:30 Fox Sports 1 D-backs Padres. Taylor Widener, Yu Darvish, and at 9 o'clock the Angels and the Dodgers. Jaime Barria and Julio Urias. Sunday, 1 o'clock TBS Mets Phillies. Taijuan Walker, Zach Wheeler. Mariners Yankees. Yusei Kikuchi and Luis Gil. Rays Orioles. Michael Wacha and Jorge Lopez. Red Sox Blue Jays. Garrett Richards and Hyunjin Ryu. Tigers Indians. Willie Peralta, Zach Plesac. Pirates Reds. Bryce Wilson and Tyler Mahle. 1:20 Nats Braves. Patrick Corbin, Max Fried. 2 o'clock Twins Astros. Kenta Maeda, Lance McCullers Jr. Giants Brewers. Johnny Cueto, Brett Anderson. Why isn't that game on Sunday Night Baseball? 2:15 Royals Cardinals. Chris Bubick and John Lester. Marlins Rockies at 3. We know who's going for Miami, and Kyle Freeland's going for Colorado. 4 o'clock Rangers A's. Jordan Lyles and we don't know who's going for Oakland. Angels Dodgers. Reed Detmers and Walker Buehler. Padres and the D-backs from Arizona. I'm sorry, from San Diego. Madison Bumgarner, Blake Snell. And Sunday Night Baseball, 7 o'clock on ABC. White Sox Cubs. When was the last time we had Major League Baseball on ABC? Wow, that's something I certainly wasn't expecting, but this game should not be on Sunday Night Baseball. The reason why this game gets to be on ABC because it's the two Chicago teams. Like, the game that belongs on ABC is the Mets and the Yankees, not the rebuilding Cubs and the White Sox. Come on. And heck, I would even put Angels Dodgers on ABC with Ohtani on over this game. Come on. This game was probably put in before the Cubs traded everybody. But still in season, Zach Davies. So I just think it's funny that Sunday Night Baseball's on ABC this week. That's hysterical. But one of the teams does not belong on ABC because of how bad they are now. Like, Mets Yankees belongs on ABC. Dodgers Angels. So, I'm sorry, just a mini rant there about that game being on a channel that it has no business being on. All right, the Hall of Fame game was last night in the NFL, so welcome back, NFL. You were sorely missed. The Steelers came out on top, 16-3. I picked the Steelers on the show yesterday, and I bet on them as well. It wasn't my best bet, though, but they cruised along the way. Getting the start for them was Mason Rudolph, 6 of 9 for 84 yards. And then it was Dwayne Haskins, 8 for 13 for 54 yards. Rating of 70.7. By the way, Rudolph's rating was 96.5. And Josh Jacobs, 4 of 6, 37 yards and a touchdown. Was sacked once, and he had a rating of 122.9. Najee Harris, 7 for 22. Chase Claypool, 3 for 62. And then on the Dallas side, getting the start was Garrett Gilbert, 9 of 13, 104 yards. Rating of 93.1, sacked twice. Then came in Ben DiNucci, 7 of 17, 89 yards and a pick. Rating of 33.7, sacked twice. And Cooper Rush, 8 of 13, 70 yards. Rating of 75.8. Tony Pollard only saw 2 carries, 9 yards. None of their good receivers played in this game. Micah Parsons recovered a fumble early in the game. So that was the highlight for the Cowboys in this game. So the first preseason games will be played a week from yesterday, so the 12th. So we'll get into the preseason games later next week on the podcast. So it was fun, the Hall of Fame game. There's some highlights, some lowlights. Joe Buck and Trakeman called it on Fox. That's the other subplot. That game's never on Fox. So good for Joe Buck and Trakeman for getting that game, and good for Fox for getting that game as well, because that's a game that's normally on NBC with Al, Mike, and Chris. Or I should say Al and Chris, Mike Tirico being the host, but because of the Olympics, NBC didn't get that game this year. All right, Major League Soccer. There are some interesting games that will be taking place this weekend. On Saturday at 7:30, you have Columbus and Atlanta. Columbus minus 115, Atlanta plus 270, draw plus 250. I just think Columbus is a lot better than Atlanta, although their goal differential similar, so I'm going to lay to minus 115 with Columbus. FC Cincinnati, Orlando City. FC Cincinnati plus 145, Orlando plus 155, draw plus 240. I just think Orlando's better. So I'm going to go with Orlando City plus 155 on the road. 8 o'clock, you have Minnesota and Houston. Minnesota minus 180, Houston plus 410. Draw 3-1. I'm going Minnesota. Toronto and NYCFC. Toronto plus 270, New York City Football Club minus 125, draw plus 280. NYCFC is just way better than Toronto, so I'm going to lay to minus 125. Dallas Austin at 8:30. Dallas plus 110, Austin plus 210, draw plus 240. These teams are similar. I'm going to go with the draw plus 240. In that one. 9 o'clock, Colorado and Kansas City. Colorado plus 115, KC plus 190, draw plus 250. I think these two teams are both really good. I'm going to go Colorado at home plus 115. 10:30 ESPN Plus, Portland Salt Lake. Portland minus 105, Salt Lake plus 230, draw plus 250. Very similar teams. I think Real Salt Lake's a little better. So I'm going to go with the draw here at plus 250 between Portland and Real Salt Lake. And then we have a bigger slate on Sunday. And we do have all the lines too. 6 o'clock, Chicago and the Red Bulls. Chicago plus 120, Red Bulls plus 199. Draw plus 230. I'm going with the Red Bulls. I just think they're better, so plus 195. Miami, Nashville. Miami plus 160, Nashville plus 160. Draw plus 210. I just think that Nashville is so much better than Miami. So I'm going to take Nashville plus 160. New England and Philly. New England is minus 120. Philly plus 250. Draw plus 270. I'm going New England. 7 o'clock, San Jose and LAFC. San Jose plus 270. LA minus 130. Draw 3-1. So I'm going to go LA. 8 o'clock, you have DC United and Club Football Montreal. DC minus 140. Montreal plus 350. Draw plus 250. I'm going DC. And then the Galaxy in Vancouver. Galaxy minus 180, Vancouver plus 380, draw plus 320. Galaxy's the easy choice for that one. All right, Olympics. We will go over everything right now from yesterday, and we'll look ahead to the weekend. It was an interesting day yesterday for sure in Olympicville. So we'll talk about yesterday first. Men's triple jump completed, getting the gold. Pedro Pichardo of Portugal. Silver, Zhu Yiming of China. Bronze, Hughes Fabrice Zongo of Burkina Faso. Men's shot put, getting the gold. Ryan Krauser getting the silver. Joe Kovacs, both of U.S., and getting the bronze. Tom Walsh of New Zealand. Baseball semifinals, U.S. over South Korea 7-2. Basketball semifinals, we talked about them yesterday. We'll preview the gold medal game in a couple minutes. Volleyball women's semifinals. Australia over Latvia 2-0. And then U.S. over Switzerland 2-0. Men's semifinals for volleyball. ROC over Qatar 2-0. And Norway over Latvia 2-0. Women's lightweight semifinals. Beatrice Suarez over Mira Potkinen 5-0. Potkinen gets a bronze. Kelly Harrington of Ireland over Sudaporn Sasandi of Thailand 3-2, and Sasandi gets a bronze. Men's flyweight semifinal number 1. Carla Palam of the Philippines over Rame Tanaka of Japan 5-0. Tanaka gets a bronze. And Galal Yafai of Great Britain over Saken Babasanov of Kazakhstan 3-2 as Babasanov gets a bronze. Canoe sprint K1 getting the gold. Sandor Tatka of Hungary getting the silver. Mafandi Riza of Italy and the bronze. Liam Heath of Great Britain. Women's C1 200 meter gold. Nevin Harrison of U.S. Silver. Lawrence Vincent Laponte of Canada. And bronze, Ludmila Luzon of Ukraine. Women's 10-meter platform. Getting the gold, Quan Hongchan of China. Silver, Chen Yuzi of China. And the bronze, Melissa Wu of Australia. Women's golf finals. Round 2 completed. Men's handball semifinals. Denmark over Spain 27-23. France over Egypt 27-23. So it'll be Denmark, France in the final. Field hockey. Gold medal match. Belgium over Australia. It came down to penalty shots 3-2. It was 1-1. And then India gets the bronze over Germany 5-4. Women's kata. Sandra Sanchez of Spain over Kayu Shimizu of Japan for the gold. And Viviana Botero of Italy defeats Sakura Kakumai for a bronze. And Grace Lau of Hong Kong defeats Dilara Bozan of Turkey for a bronze as well. The men's Kumite 67 kg. Stephen DaCasa of France over Aray Sandman of Turkey for the gold. And Abdulrahman Al-Mustafa of Jordan gets a bronze. And Darkhan Asadilov of Kazakhstan gets a bronze. Marathon swimming, men's 10 kilometer. Getting the gold, Florian Welbach of Germany. The silver, Christoph Razavsky of Hungary. And the bronze, Gregorio Paltrinieri of Italy. Men's park skateboarding final. Getting the gold, Keegan Palmer, Australia. The silver, Pedro Barros of Brazil. And the bronze, Corey Juneau of the U.S. We talked about U.S. getting the bronze yesterday over Australia in women's soccer. Sport climbing getting the gold from Spain, Alberto Ginés Lopez. The silver, Nathaniel Coleman of U.S. And the bronze, Jacob Schubert of Australia. Table tennis final, women's. I apologize, this is loading. In the wrestling, men's freestyle 57 kg was completed. Getting the gold was Zavor Ugrev over Ravi Kumar Daya of India. And taking home bronzes was Thomas Gilman of the U.S. over Reza Autry of Iran. And Nurislam Sanyev of Kazakhstan over Grigory Vangelov of Bulgaria. Gilman 9-1 and then Sanyaev won 5-1. The men's freestyle 86 kilogram for wrestling. Getting the gold was David Taylor of the U.S. over Hassan Yazini of Iran, as Yazini takes home the silver. Getting a bronze was Miles Amin of San Marino over Deepak Punia of India. And Artur Nafanarov of ROC gets a bronze over Javril Shapriev of Uzbekistan. And then back to table tennis. They finally loaded. China gets the gold over Japan 3-0. And Hong Kong gets the bronze over Germany 3-1. Track cycling, women's Kieran getting the gold from the Netherlands. Shanae Braspenix getting the silver. Elise Andrews of New Zealand. By the way, Braspenix was of the Netherlands. And then getting the bronze was Lorraine Genist of Canada. Men's Omnium getting the gold. Matt Walls of Great Britain. Silver, Campbell Stewart of New Zealand. And the bronze, Ilia Viviani of Italy. All right, now we will talk about today. Day 14 already. So, only a couple more days left of the Olympics, which is sad. So, women's team artistic swimming technical routines completed. The women's 4x100 meter relay, getting the gold was Jamaica, the silver U.S., and the bronze Great Britain. The men's 50 kilometer walk, getting the gold was Dawid Tamala of Poland, the silver Jonathan Hilbert of Germany, and the bronze Evan Dunphy of Canada. Women's basketball semifinals were completed as Team USA gets the victory for the women's over Serbia 79-59, and in the other semifinal, Japan over France 87-71. So it'll be U.S. against Japan in the women's gold medal match, which we'll get to. I'm just going to do results now and then look ahead a little bit in a moment. Beach volleyball getting the gold was U.S. over Australia 2-0. It was 21-15 round 1 and 21-16 round 2. And then the bronze medal match, Switzerland over Latvia 2-0. It was 21-19 and 21-15. Women's middleweight semifinals. Li Qian of China over Zenfria Magomedalvia of ROC 5-0 as Magomedalvia gets a bronze. And Lauren Price of Great Britain over Nauchka Fontagin of the Netherlands 3-2 as Price moves on to the gold medal match. Men's lightweight semifinals. Andy Cruz defeats Harry Garside 5-0 as Cruz of Cuba goes for the gold and Garside of Australia gets a bronze. And then Keishawn Davis of the U.S. over Havanas Bakov of Armenia 5-0 as Bakov gets a bronze. We have multiple rounds of the women's C2 500 meter and the men's C1 1,000 meter canoe sprint completed. Men's 10 meter platform diving prelims completed. Equestrian team jumping completed. Field hockey women's finals. Netherlands over Argentina 3-1 to get the gold. And then Great Britain over India 4-3 to get the bronze. Men's kata final. Ryu Kayuna of Japan over Damian Quintero of Spain to get the gold. Getting the bronze, Ali Safoglu of Turkey over Park Yi-jun of South Korea. And Ariel Torres of U.S. over Antonio Diaz of Venezuela. The women's Kumite 61 kilogram. Getting the gold. Jovana Perkovic over Yin Exayan. And Merv Koban of Turkey and Gianna Farouk of Egypt get bronzes. Modern pentathlon, women's pentathlon. Getting the gold. Kate French of Great Britain, the silver. Laura Asadiki of Lithuania and Sarolta Kovacs of Hungary gets the bronze. Women's final in soccer going on right now as we speak between Sweden and Canada. I predicted on the show that I thought that Canada would win the gold. Sports climbing final. Women's getting the gold. Janja Garbinet of Slovenia, silver. Miho Nonaka of Japan, and the bronze Ayuko Najuki of Japan. Table tennis men's are done. China gets the gold over Germany 3-0, and then Japan over South Korea 3-1 for the bronze. The track cycling, the women's Madison completed. Getting the gold, Great Britain. The silver, Denmark, and the bronze, ROC. The men's sprint. Getting the gold, Harry Levriesen of the Netherlands. The silver, Jeffrey Hoogland of the Netherlands. And getting the bronze, Jack Carlin of Great Britain. Women's volleyball semifinals. Brazil over South Korea 3-0. U.S. over Serbia 3-0. Water polo men's. Serbia over Spain 10-9 in the semifinal. The other semifinal, Greece over Hungary 9-6. It'll be Greece and Serbia in the final. And then the 5th, 8th place, the U.S. over Italy 7-6. And then the other 5th, 8th, Croatia over Montenegro 12-10. Wrestling, men's freestyle 74 kg. Getting the gold, Zorbek Sirikov of ROC over Mohamed Khabib Kazabadalu of Belarus. And getting the bronze, Bezkad Abdurgmanov of Uzbekistan over Danir Kazanov of Kazakhstan. 13-2 is a suspended match. And then getting another bronze, Kyle Drake of U.S. over Frank Chamizo of Italy, 5-0. And the men's freestyle 125 kilogram. Getting the gold, Gable Steveson of U.S. over Gino Petrovili of Georgia 10-8. And then the bronze, Taha Agul of Turkey over Lagava Garel Mukhtar of Mongolia. And the other bronze, Amir Hassan Zaire of Iran over Deng Zhui of China. All right, now we'll look ahead to everything going on for the rest of the weekend. Artistic swimming, women's final tomorrow. In the lead is ROC, then second's China, third's Ukraine at the moment. The women's marathon final is tonight at 5 o'clock. The women's high jump final is tomorrow at 6:35. The baseball finals is tonight. The bronze medal, Dominican Republic and South Korea. I'm going to say that the Dominican Republic takes home the bronze. They have some talent: Melky Cabrera, Jose Bautista, Emilio Bonifacio, among notable current and former Major League Baseball players. And then 6 o'clock tomorrow morning is the gold medal game between U.S. and Japan. You got to wonder if Masahiro Tanaka is going to pitch in this game. That'd be pretty cool. But ultimately, I think the better team's U.S. They have some good prospects on that team. So I'm going to say U.S. wins the gold for baseball tomorrow morning against Japan. The men's final is tonight. The gold medal game between France and the United States. This is going to be an interesting game. I think France can give U.S. a run for their money. They have some good talent: Evan Fournier, Frank Ntilikina, Rudy Gobert, Timothy Luwawu-Carabao, Nick Batum. And then U.S. obviously has their loaded roster. But ultimately, the best player on the court in this game will be Kevin Durant. And I think that he'll lead Team USA to a gold medal after they had some doubters this year. They had some doubters because they didn't have LeBron and Steph. But anyway, Durant is going to show up. I think Damian Lillard will finally have a good game in the Olympics. So I'm going to say the U.S. takes home the gold. And 7 o'clock tomorrow morning is the bronze medal game between Slovenia and Australia. It's literally just Luka Doncic against Australia. Josh Green, Patty Mills, Matt Dellavedova, Matthias Thybulle, Aaron Baines, Dante Exum, Joe Ingles. I think that Australia is better than Slovenia. I'm going to say that Australia takes home the bronze. All due respect to Luka. And then the women's final. So tomorrow is the bronze medal game between Serbia and France. I think the French team's a little bit better, led by Gabby Williams. So give me the French to win the bronze. And then gold medal game for the women's is tomorrow night, 10:30, U.S. and Japan. U.S. is going to dominate. They're way better. They're way loaded. Beach volleyball final tonight at 9 o'clock. The bronze medal match is Latvia and Qatar. I think Latvia wins. And then Norway and ROC for the gold. I'm going to say ROC takes home the gold. Men's flyweight final tomorrow between Carlo Palam of Philippines and Galal Yafai of Great Britain. I'm going to say that Palam will take home the gold. The women's flyweight tomorrow, 1:15, or I should say tonight, 1:15 in the morning. You have Busnaz Karagulu of Turkey and Stoikia Kristeva of Bulgaria. I'm going to say that Kristeva wins the gold here. The canoe sprint final, A, tonight at 10:30. The C2 500 meter and then the C1 1,000 meter final is tonight. The men's 10 meter platform final is tonight. Equestrian team jumping final tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the morning. Women's golf final tonight at 5:30. Men's handball final tomorrow morning. Bronze medal matches at 4 a.m. between Egypt and Spain. I'm going to say that Spain takes home the bronze. And at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning is France and Denmark in the gold medal match. I'm going to say that the French take home gold. Karate Kumite 61 kg for the women's tomorrow at 6:20 a.m. And in the medal events for the men's Kumite 75 kilogram tomorrow morning as well. Modern pentathlon men's laser run tomorrow at 6:30 with the medals. And we have rhythmic gymnastics qualification tonight at 9 o'clock. And then the final is tomorrow, or I should say late tonight at 2:20 a.m. The gold medal match for men's soccer tomorrow between Brazil and Spain. I think it's going to be a good game. These are very good international teams. I think the better team is Brazil. I just think that they have more talent, and I think they're going to come home with the gold. So give me Brazil for the gold tomorrow over Spain. Track cycling tomorrow at almost 4 o'clock in the morning. The men's Madison is tomorrow. The volleyball finals is tonight. The bronze medal match, Argentina and Brazil. I'm going to say that Argentina takes home the bronze, and then the gold medal match tomorrow morning between France and ROC. I'm going to say that ROC takes home gold. Water polo final tomorrow at 12:40 of Hungary and ROC for the bronze. I'm going to say that ROC takes home the bronze, and then 3:30 a.m. you have Spain and the U.S. in water polo. I'm going to say that U.S. takes home gold. And then women's, the 7th, 8th place game between China and Canada. I'm going to say that Canada takes 7th and China 8th, and the 5th, 6th place at 10 o'clock. You have Netherlands and Australia. I say Netherlands 5th, Australia 6th. Men's freestyle 65 kg. The bronze medal match will be tomorrow at some point, and then the final will be between Takudo Arturo of Japan and Haji Aliyev of Azerbaijan. So I'm going to say that Aliyev wins gold tomorrow morning. And the men's freestyle 97 kg, the bronze medal matches are TBD. And in the final, you have Abdulisha Zadalev of ROC and Kyle Snyder of the U.S. I'm going to say that Snyder takes home the gold. And then Sunday, which is the final day of the Olympics, which is very sad. The men's marathon final is tomorrow evening. We already went over U.S.-Japan for basketball. The women's lightweight final is Saturday late night, and same with the men's lightweight. The handball women's final is tomorrow. The bronze medal match, 10 o'clock tomorrow night, Norway and Sweden. I'm going to say that Sweden takes home bronze. And then the gold medal match between ROC and France. I'm going to say that the French win the gold this time. It's at 2 o'clock in the morning on Saturday night. And then the rhythmic gymnastics all-around final is tomorrow at 10 o'clock. The track cycling men's Kieran is tomorrow night at 11 o'clock, and the women's Omnium is tomorrow night around 11:30. Volleyball women's finals tomorrow night. 8 o'clock is the bronze medal match between South Korea and Serbia. I'm going to say South Korea takes home bronze, and then at 12:30 a.m. Saturday night, Brazil and the U.S. for the gold. I'm going to say that the U.S. takes home gold. And then water polo men's tournament finals. The bronze match is late Saturday night, 12:40 a.m. between Hungary and Spain. I'm going to say Hungary upset Spain for the bronze, because I think Spain's favored. And then 3:30 a.m. on Sunday morning, you have Greece and Serbia for the gold. I'm going to say that Serbia takes home gold. And then in the 7th and 8th place game on Montenegro and Italy, I'm going to say Italy takes home 7th. And then the 5th, 6th place game became Croatia and the U.S. I'm going to say U.S. takes home 5th, and then Croatia 6th. All right, so that's it pretty much for the Olympics. Obviously, we'll go over everything on Monday's show, but it finishes this weekend, which is very sad. All right, now we will do golf. We'll go over the current leaderboard at the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational. On top, with a score of 8 under right now, Harry English. Tied for second, 6 under, Joaquim Herman, Matt Wolf, Ian Poulter, Caleb Ortiz. Tied for 6, 5 under, Bryson DeChambeau, Scotty Scheffler, Mark Leishman. Tied for 9th, 4 under, Daniel Berger, Walter Zalatoris, Max Homa, and Sam Burns. Tied for 13th with 3 under, Louis Olson, Kevin Na, Abraham Anser, Cam Smith, Corey Connors, Jason Kokrak, Tyrell Hatton, Minwoo Lee, Brad Kennedy, Colin Marikwa, Kevin Kisner, Justin Thomas, Lee Westwood. Tied for 26 with 2 under, Paul Casey, Kyung-Hoon Lee, Martine Laird, Stuart Sink, Brett Horschel, Patrick Reed, Hideki Matsuyama, Cam Davis, and Garrett Higo. And Shane Lowry. Tied for 36 with 1 under, Phil Mickelson, Wade Omsbury, Lucas Herbert, Dustin Johnson, Matt Jones, Tommy Fleetwood, Robert McIntyre, Xander Schauffele, Justin Rose, Tony Finau. Tied for 46 at even, Saibu Kim, Matt Fitzpatrick, Ryan Palmer, Brooks Koepka, Sanjay Im, Brian Harmon, Sergio Garcia, Joaquim Neiman, and Aaron Rai. Now we're going to go through notables. Tied for 55th with 1 over, Cam Champ, Patrick Cantlay, Jordan Spieth, Victor Perez, Lucas Glover, Webb Simpson. 62nd with 2 over, Rory McIlroy. 63rd with 3 over, Victor Hovland. And tied for 64th with 4 over, Adam Scott. Alrighty, the return of NASCAR. It's back after its 2-week hiatus. This weekend, they'll be racing from Watkins Glen. Tomorrow afternoon will be Truck. Tomorrow late afternoon will be Xfinity, and then the Cup will be on Sunday. So, we'll see if the Truck Series has a starting lineup out for tomorrow. And they do. At the pole, you have Austin Hill. 2nd, Todd Gilliland. 3rd, Chandler Smith. 4th, Matt Crafton. 5th, Ben Rhodes. 6th, John Hunter Nemechek. 7th, Derek Kraus. 8th, Zane Smith. 9th, Carson Hocevar. 10th, Tyler Ankrum. The rest, Danny Bone, Ryan Truex, Tate Fogelman, Johnny Sauter, Christian X, Corey Heim, Stuart Friesen, Haley Deegan, Sheldon Creed, Austin Wayne Self, Josh Berry, Tanner Gray, Kaz Gralla, Lola Salon, Chase Purdy, Norm Benning, Jack Wood, Jennifer Jo Cobb, Will Rogers, Grant Effinger, Chad Chaston, Taylor Gray, Josh Rumi, Spencer Boyd, Bobby Roos, Timmy Hill, Roger Roos, Parker Klingerman, Paul Menard, and Sam Meyer. I like doing the odds better on DraftKings than FanDuel, as you guys know. So my pick to win the United Rentals 176. I'm going to go with 6-1, Todd Gilliland. He's starting in 2nd. I like Todd Gilliland a lot. I think this track suits him well, so I'm going to go 6-1 with Todd Gilliland. All right, now the starting lineup for Xfinity. At the pole, you have Justin Allgaier. 2nd, Austin Cindric. 3rd, Daniel Hemrick. 4th, Harrison Burton. 5th, Justin Haley. 6th, A.J. Allmendinger. 7th, Matt Snyder. 8th, Jeb Burton. 9th, Brett Moffitt. 10th, Riley Herbst. The rest, Noah Gragson, Jeremy Clements, Ryan Sieg, Brendan Brown, Ty Gibbs, Jay Buford, Tommy Joe Martins, Michael Annette, Josh Williams, Landon Castle, Brandon Jones, Kyle Weatherman, Sam Meyer, Chris Wright, Joe Graff Jr., Alex Lobb, Jesse Little, Jeffrey Earnhardt, Matt Mills, Josh Belicki, Colby Howard, Timmy Hill, Austin Dillon, Michael Molney, Preston Pardis, Eric Jones, Kyle Tilley, David Smith, Bailey Curry, and Stephen Licht. So my pick to win the Screwball Peanut Butter. I apologize, guys. It's loading. Peanut butter and whiskey. 200. I like. How is Jed Burton 60-1? That's insane. That's too insane of a pick. I'm going to go Daniel Hemrick 9-1. They'll win the race. I think 60-1 is just nuts, but I might bet on it just for shits and giggles. And last but not least, the Cup Series starting lineup from the Glen. And at the pole, Brad Kozlowski. Then Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Larson, Kevin Harvick round out the top 5. Denny Hamlin, Chris Bell, Eric Almirola, Martin Truex Jr., Alec Bowman round out the top 10. Chase Elliott, Ross Chastain, Tyler Reddick, Matthew Modetto, William Byron, Austin Dillon, Kurt Busch, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Cole Custer, Kyle Busch, Daniel Suarez, Eric Jones, Ryan Preece, Chris Buescher, Michael McDowell, Bubba Wallace, Chase Briscoe, Ryan Newman, Corey LaJoie, Justin Haley, Anthony Alfredo, Garrett Smithley, Kyle Tilley, Josh Bilicki, Quinn Houff, James Davison, and R.C. Anderson. So I picked to win the Go Bowling at the Glen. Oof. I like Martin Truex Jr. at 6-1. I know I'm being easy on this year's odds, but I like Truex a lot. So I'm going to go Martin Truex Jr. at 6-1 to win the Go Bowling at the Glen 2021. All right, news and notes. I'm going to try to be quick here, guys. It's not that much anyway. Allison Felix, we talked a little bit of Olympics earlier, but this is something that we got to mention, that she won bronze in the women's 400 meter, the 10th overall Olympic medal is most ever by a female track and field athlete. So it's history for Allison Felix there. So good for her. The big story of yesterday, Leo Messi will not re-sign with Barcelona, as he will be let go after his contract expires. And then Barca came out they said the club said that Messi agreed to a new deal, but economic and structural obstacles made it impossible. So that was huge news from yesterday that I want to get to first for news and notes. Saquon Barkley likely back by week 3, as he's done exceptionally well in his rehab, but the team won't rush him back if he's not ready. The Charlotte Hornets are signing Kelly Oubre. I think that's a good signing for Charlotte as like a 3-and-D wing guy. I think he could be rejuvenated on that team. But now that team is pretty stacked in terms of wings and guards. Andre Iguodala eyeing 3 teams: the Nets, the Warriors, and the Lakers. Those are obviously everybody's darlings right now in terms of contenders. I think it would be ridiculous if he went to the Nets, because that would just be yet another good role player. I think he should go back to Golden State, because I think that they could use somebody like him. Although the Lakers, in theory, wouldn't be fair either. The Hornets are eyeing Lauri Markkanen as a potential team to throw out an offer sheet. So we'll see about that. Lou Williams stays with the Hawks 1 year, $5 million. Masai Ujiri signs a new Raptors deal to become the vice chairman and president of the team. So that's really cool for Masai. He's one of the best GMs in the NBA. Built a title team in 2018-19 courtesy of a big trade for Kawhi Leonard and didn't give up much. So good for Masai as he gets a significant new deal. TLC calling gold for France. As he says, it'll be pretty special facing the USA because it's the first one we're going to win. I don't know about that. Clayton Kershaw to return in September from the forearm injury. That'd be huge for the Dodgers. The Eagles not rushing their QB1 decision as they're taking their time in naming Jalen Hurts as their starter. But they're in the mix for Deshaun Watson. So don't rule that out. Although the trade talks have halted as the Texans are not returning teams' calls about him with hope that he will want to stay in Houston. That's a little nuts. Tom Brady is attending the Hall of Fame for Peyton as Peyton Manning says that his old rival will be sitting in his section at the Hall of Fame induction, which is pretty cool. And they're good friends as well, so you like that from those two. Tom Brady says that players better wake up as NFL players are ignorant after nothing or noting that team values went up but salary cap decreased. Cowboys expect Dak for week 1 despite the shoulder injury, so that's good. The Carson Wentz injury not a season ender as the Colts are optimistic about his return sooner rather than later after undergoing foot surgery. Gary Sanchez tests positive for COVID-19. Yet another Yankees player testing positive. Right now, Garrett Cole and Jordan Montgomery. A couple weeks ago, it was Gio Urshela, Aaron Judge, Jonathan Weisiga. So COVID's really taking hit on some Yankees players. Although they're still winning games right now. And they're double digits over 500 for the first time all season. So, no Gary Sanchez, no problem yesterday. And then the other day it was no Garrett Cole, no problem. So let's hope that Gary Sanchez gets well soon. And the rumor was that he wasn't feeling well a couple nights ago. It was initially thought out that New York's Kevin Knox would be playing with the Knicks in Summer League, but now he's out due to health and safety protocols. Most valuable NFL franchises, the Forbes list came out, and on top, the Cowboys at $6.5 billion, Patriots at $5 billion, and the Giants at $4.85 billion. And the last one, Greg Sankey inks extension through at least 2026 from the SEC. So, Sankey, I think, has done a good job as commissioner, so good for him getting that contract extension. All right, last but not least, my best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. It's a tough one. I don't know if I'll go Olympics. Maybe I will. U.S. is a huge dog tomorrow morning. A huge dog to Japan. Which is nuts. So let's look at baseball. There's a couple that stood out to me. Giants Brewers over went up. I'm going over 8 in Royals Cardinals. It went down to 8. So I'm going to lay a unit on over 8 between the Royals and the Cardinals. Let's say the Cardinals offense gets back to somewhat decent. Worst case scenario to push. Maybe the Royals score a couple runs as well. All right, so there you have it for the show. I'll be back on Monday recapping everything from the weekend, from the Olympics to Major League Baseball to soccer, golf, NASCAR, and obviously news and notes and my best bet as well. Hope you guys have a great weekend, everyone.